My name is Evan Michael Hittle.
I was born in Odessa, Ukraine. My born name was Vanya Smirnov Gemnovich. I never celebrated my birthday because I didn't know when I was born. It wasn't until I was adopted. They said you're just about 10, 12 years old. So my dad's name was Gera, my mom's name was Alyona, and my sister's name was Natasha. Both my parents were pretty bad heroin addicts. My dad he went first. He had a heroin overdose. I remember sitting there watching him. He was laying in the bed and he was just kind of like having a seizure, and my mom didn't really take it very well. She wouldn't get out of bed and she just laid all night and like cried his name out. The guy that we were in the apartment from said that we needed to go get her drugs, otherwise she was gonna pass away. I didn't know any better, so I had to go to the house where they usually would get their drugs from, and I begged the guy to say, hey, my mom really needs drugs, otherwise she's gonna die. So he gave us the drugs, and she ended up passing away that night. It was just like our dad. We sat there and just watched her die.
Hearing about his parents, that was a big thing that got to me. I try to stay away from his past as much as possible, just because I know sometimes it does bring up bad feelings for him. So.
My sister and I, since we were just alone, we were kicked out by the guy that we were renting the house from, so we had to be on the street just by ourselves. Sometimes, like some days we didn't really eat, so I had no idea what an orphanage was before. It was nice to just kind of be somewhere and not having to like worry about like where am I going to be tonight or what I'm going to eat. I never felt unsafe because I didn't know what unsafe was there. All this stuff happened, that things here would have probably never happened. So, things like one of my friends sitting in the middle of the street, while we're all watching him, thinking, this is a hilarious joke, up until a car, runs him over and just keeps going. Just being able to witness that and like watch, people die all the time doing things that we did every day shocks you.
He's seen some things growing up as a child, and he doesn't want to ever go back to those. He sees the style of life, specifically the Air Force, has offered him, but for the most part, he's really carefree and just kind of happy to be alive kind of guy.
I'm in instruments and flight control systems.
We do anything from fuels to like navigation, flight controls. We change a lot of parts, troubleshoot a lot of systems, do a lot of wiring work, which is really fun for me. I really like doing stuff like that. Even when I was little, I've always liked to like just fix things, little things like radios, TVs, computers. Just whenever I had a chance to fix something, I always loved being able to fix it. When I was in school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I always wanted to be a pilot. But then I realized that I was too big and I couldn't see, so like that dream kind of fell off. But I still would just love to be around airplanes. There's always days when I'm just like, I'll be doing something and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I actually get the chance to do something like this.
His work ethic and his positive attitude are contagious to everybody in the shop. So when he is on shift, people are happier. You say, hey, I need a guy to go change this part. He's going to be the first to jump up. Somebody's going to go with him. We had a issue come up on Christmas Day. We actually had to call a couple guys in to come work on Christmas. Never even called Hittle at all. He just came in to be part of the team and help those guys out. So that's just Hittle.
My parents' here name are Laura and Jerry. The first couple of times that we met him, I just basically kind of fell in love with them. They asked us, how would you feel about us adopting you? And it was just me and my sister, the only people that were left there. I said, hey, no, okay, we'll adopt both of them. A few months after I came here, I took my motorcycle course, and I was so determined. I went to the dealership and I said, I'm not leaving here without a motorcycle. I put about 15,000 miles on it the first year that I got it. I ride every day to work when it rains, really cold, super hot. Everybody's always like, man, you're crazy, for riding in the rain. I was like, I love it. Every time I go somewhere, I always think like, wow, like if I was still in Ukraine, I'd never get a chance to do this, whether it was going to school, ride a motorcycle, or being able to work on airplanes. A lot of people are like amazed, mostly, like they're like, wow, like I'd never guessed that you were from Ukraine, which is kind of good. I kind of like that. No matter what happens here, like my life here has just always been so much better.